progress.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to our restorative mobility class. We'll be stretching from the chair. We'll be focusing on our chair stretches first, and then some standing. We'll leave the balance work till tomorrow. So 10 a.m. I believe it's our balance class. Announcements. Again, we're meeting Saturday at 7 a.m. For a meetup. Hopefully get a nice walk in. Hopefully see most of you there. But other than that, yeah, let's go ahead and stretch. So let's start by looking left to right over here. So just gently looking left to right. I do want to spend probably a good amount of this class on the floor. So hopefully about like 10:25 we are on the floor. Let's do neck circles. So just gently. Switch. All right, let's go ahead and turn left, but apply a little bit of pressure on your right side. Let's turn right and do the same. So turn right, apply pressure on your left side of your face. Let's go ahead and sit on our left hand. Bring your right hand over and allow the weight of your arm to stretch out that left side of your neck. Let's switch. All right, both hands behind your head. Elbows drop them forward. Relax. Very good. All right, let's push up towards the ceiling. Push up. And let's lean right. Let's go left. relax. Let's go ahead and do a gentle trunk rotation. So knees are facing forward. Rotate your trunk to the right. Hold on to the base of the chair and the backrest. Let's switch. So turn left. Grab the base of the chair and the backrest. Try to grab a little bit further if you can. All right, very good. We're gonna work on our shoulders a little bit, so we're just gonna have our hands here and just go up and elbows down, tuck them in. And relax, all right? Right elbow to your side, bring that forearm in and then push it out. Keep that elbow to your side. One more. Then switch, left elbow in, out. Very good. All right, we're gonna do some arm circles. So just arms extended and give me some circles here, going forward. It's a little bit of shoulder mobility. Let's go in reverse. Very good. All right, arms to your side, palms are facing the screen, and tap your opposite shoulder. Reverse your palms backwards and then go up, down. Stretching out the triceps here, elbow joint. All right, let's bring our elbows up in front of us. Let's separate back and come back here. Repeat. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do our cat scratching pose. So, sitting towards the front of the chair, separate your knees, reach up towards the ceiling, keep your back straight, continue to reach, diagonal, and then tuck in. Okay, so let's do 10 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so we're gonna face this way just so I could show the pattern for our shoulder circles. So here, back is nice and straight, shoulders come up, forward, down, back, and repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's go in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Let's go ahead and go with hip openers. So knees are facing forward. Bring that right leg out. Make sure it doesn't collapse down. So put your hand here. Keep your torso upright. So add a little bit of pressure that way. Let's switch. Left side. That pressure on that left knee. Bring it back. Okay, let's go ahead and do our piriformis stretch. So left ankle on that right knee. Ooh, that's tight. Feeling pressure there. Shoulders are tired from the last class. Feeling like I'm slouching a lot. Gentle push down on that left knee. Bring that knee up. Hug it out. Let's switch. Right ankle on that left knee. Gentle push down. Add a little bit of pressure there. Let's bring that knee up. Hug it out. Let's go ahead and sit towards the front of the chair, recline back. Let's bring that leg up close to your chest and extend that lower leg. Let's switch. Left knee up, extend. Alright, we're going to do the leg press motion. So from here, right leg, bring in, push out, drop that heel, bring it back this way. Just kind of keep that circular motion going. Also, I'd like for you to extend the toes too, so the tendons around your ankle and the top part of your feet get a nice little stretch as well. Switch. Very good. We're going to do this one here for our IT band, so lifting the leg. You just want to swing that ankle out, bring it back. So not a lot of range of motion here, because it's a strong, short tendon. It doesn't stretch very far, and the muscles don't really require that area to move much. So. But this is an area where I feel like it gets overlooked sometimes, and it's probably because of we don't use that range of motion too often, where you are dislocating your knee to turn to your left or to your right. But I've noticed sometimes when I'm standing still and I rotate my hips as I'm trying to reach for something to my left side or my right side, sometimes there's a little bit of discomfort on my knee, and it's because my feet are completely planted onto the floor and I start rotating off to the side. So that's an injury usually that you see with like tennis players, soccer players, or football players when they're cutting, sometimes basketball players too. But I know with tennis, when there's a lateral movement, so movement side to side, could really irritate the tendons here on the side. So we're just trying to do a little bit of mobility there, keep them healthy. Let's elevate that right foot, do our ABCs. Does anyone in here play tennis, like casually, or pickleball? I know that's kind of popular over the last few years.
I was playing pickleball.
How's that?
Well, I dropped out when I wasn't exercising as much, and then I'm gonna get back into it.
Nice. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, did you see those soccer players running at a angle? That was crazy.
No.
They Yeah, it was
Oh,
crazy how they were running at an angle and turning.
oh, during the soccer games, like in general.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's you know, sometimes I have runners that have become good runners, but they have knee injuries from growing up and playing soccer, and it's all that lateral movement and cutting suddenly, and you know, all it takes too really is for you to be standing, and then someone comes out from the side of you and tackles you, and your your torso remains solid and stiff, but your lower leg kind of swing, and then yeah, there's a little bit of separation, and like I said, it doesn't require very much movement, and then yeah, you get tears in that area. Let's keep our feet flat, and then just pull your toes towards your heels. So yeah, fortunately, I've never really dealt with like knee injuries. I've dealt with like patellar tendonitis in the past, but that's when I think I try to run. I start training too a little bit too fast, where I'm doing a little bit too much running too soon, and it usually happens when I'm running in cement a little bit more than like on dirt or on trail. Um, but yeah, it's those knee injuries. They could be yeah, like super long term or permanent, you know, influence on the way you move. All right, keep your feet flat and pull your metatarsal pads towards your heel. Alrighty. Alright, let's grab a little bit of water, take about a minute break, set up your yoga mat, and we'll move down to the floor next. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, should be about ready. Alright, so from the floor, I'm going to go ahead and do some of my stretches that I like doing before some walking or exercising here. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're in this position. Bring your left heel in, right leg back, and lean over that lower leg. You're just leaning over. So this is one of those stretches where you might feel it on your back, on your glutes, on your hip flexors, on your groin area. So it just depends where you're tight, but I usually feel it like on my glute, sometimes right below my lower back. But then the more I lean, feel it too on that inner part of that inner thigh. Let's go ahead and switch. So right heel in, left leg back, and then lean towards it. These are some of the stretches that I do with my runners when we circle up. We're in a grass field or something, and the whole group gets in a circle, and I have a few of my leaders in the center of the circle, and they're leading these stretches usually. So let's go left leg over the right. Let's bring that right arm over that left knee and kind of push away and turn your torso the other direction. Let's go ahead and switch. Right leg comes over, left arm comes over that right leg and push away. Alright, very good. Let's bring that left heel in and stretch out the back a little bit here. So with your right hand, reach as far as you can down your right leg and bring your left arm from behind over your head and reach towards your feet, towards your foot. And relax. Let's switch it. So extend that left leg. Right heel comes in. Grab a hold of your lower leg with your left hand. Right arm comes over and reach over so you can feel that stretch on the back side. And relax. Alright, let's go ahead and bring both heels in to our butterfly stretch here. Both heels. And then try to drop your knees if you can. So you might be up here, but if you can, just try to flex them down. Let's cross them. And then reach in front of you and drop your chest forward. Very good. Alright, we're going to go ahead. This is another way to stretch out your piriformis if you're on the floor. So we're in this kind of crab walk position. Bring your right ankle over that left knee, almost how we do it on the chair. But this time bring your chest towards your knee. And I usually have my hips resting on the floor. I know some people sometimes like to lift their hips and bring their chest a little bit closer, but in reality, at that point, you're almost just fatiguing your shoulders. Not really getting any more benefit by lifting your hips off the ground on that. Unless you're trying to get a little strength workout while you're stretching. Let's switch. Very good. Could get your arms tired. Let's go ahead and bring that left heel in again. Right leg back. And just gentle lean back. You don't want to be too aggressive with this one. Again, if this causes pain on the knee, then just kind of straighten out your legs and just maybe skip this one. But I feel that stretch running from my thigh close to my knee. let's go ahead and switch. So right heel comes in, left leg goes back, and I'm leaning back. And relax. All right. Go ahead and just extend my mat here. I can do a little bit more from this plane. Alright, so I'm gonna go belly down. It's one of my favorite stretches. It just feels so relaxing and get a nice little stretch out of it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just rest on my elbows. As long as you're not looking around, this is the gentle stretch for your back. So just keep your head facing forward or down. Place your hands where your elbows were and push up. Let's go ahead and move your glutes to your heels. Drop your elbows. Okay. All right, we're gonna get on our side. Okay. We're here on our side. And let's go ahead and bring our right leg as far forward as we can. Drop that heel so we could feel that stretch on the hamstring. I need to back up from this. I have an old floor mat that is just as soft as my yoga mat, but it's 100 times dirtier. And now the top part of my feet are completely dirty. Alright, reach back. Drop that foot down. You should feel that stretch on the front part of your quad. Okay. Let's switch sides. Okay. So top leg, swing it forward, drop that foot. Alright, swing it back. As far back as you can. Reset. Alright, from here we're going to go ahead and do our knee drops, okay? So let's go ahead and just drop your knees to the right side. Your arms are to extended to your sides. And then left side, drop. And again, just back and forth. Very good. All right. From here, it's similar movement to what we did on the chair, but now from the floor. So grab a hold of right under your knee and then extend. This is working on your hamstring, stretching it out a little bit more. All right, relax it, extend it back. Reset, other leg. Bring that knee up. Extend that lower leg. Very good. Oof. All right, so same area. You're gonna bring your right knee up, but then this time try to bring that leg, drop it to the side, almost like a hip opener, but from a lane position. So unless you could do the splits, your leg is probably not gonna make contact with the floor here. So it's floating. So again, I'm also putting my hand down to apply a little bit more pressure. But I'm pretty much doing a hip opener from a lane flat position. Okay, so I'm gonna reset. Left leg, bring it in, and then off to the side, the hip opener, add pressure. Come back. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just finish off with some book openers. So get on your side, stack your legs, stack your hands, foot on foot, and follow your hand all the way back. We're gonna do 6 of these and then follow it back to your hand. So just follow 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Let's go ahead and switch. Here, our last one here. So again, stack your legs, stack your hands, and follow through. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, and 6. Whew. Very good. Oh. How's everyone doing? Very good? Ready for a little nap? Oof. France and Morocco play at 1, in case anyone was interested. But yeah, that should do it for today. Again, thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate you, even if you're watching the recording. Nice work. Keep it up. There's more recordings up there, so follow along. And then tomorrow we have our light lifting session at 9, and then our balance class at 10. Saturday we won't be meeting through Zoom. We'll be meeting in person, so I hope you all can make it. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Stay hydrated.
Thanks, Julio.
All right, folks. Thank you. Bye, folks.
Thank you, Julio.
Of course.
you,
All
Julio.
right, folks. Take care. Have a good day.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Adios.
Adiós.